What's up, guys? It's been a very long time since I have posted anything on this channel, well over 5 years. I've decided to get back into it. As you can see, I still have the bikes. I've actually got another one at home, one that I did a review for a long time ago. I finally got one. Now, over the last 5 years, these guys have barely gotten rid. A couple thousand miles between the two of them, which means, well, it's time for one of them to go. And unfortunately, that's going to be the VMAX. I absolutely love this bike, but I've already got one rocket. I don't need two, as silly as that sounds, and I've run out of space. You can see by the background, there's a lot of stuff in a tiny garage here. That's not going to be changing anytime soon, so I really need to make some room for my new bike, which will be seen soon, to come home. But the VMAX hasn't been ridden much. Modern gasoline doesn't do carburetors any favors, so she's not really running without the choke. Let's see what I can do without choking myself out. So the job today is going to be to clean out the carbs, just a basic, I did it last year, just a basic carb clean out. Let's go ahead and fire up. Nothing. Let's put this choke on full. But as you see, as I back the choke off, she starts to die. So let's dive into this and get her running good. Okay, so one of the unique things about the Yamaha VMAX, obviously, it is a V4. So we do have 4 carburetors. Those are all located underneath this here. Gas tank's located down here below these panels here. So I need to get in there, start by pulling this cover off. I'll show you the pod filters and everything in there that you run with the Stage 7 jet kit that is on this bike. And then we're gonna dive into pulling these carbs off. Now we need to go ahead and get this cover off of here. Just like pulling the seat off of a regular bike. You just put the key in there, undo a latch, you gotta press down. And she comes off very nicely. Good, that did not scratch. So now looking in here, you can see that we do have our 4 pod filters and then a little charcoal canister here to absorb some of that extra fuel and gunk and everything that gets stuck into the carburetors. So let me pull that mic off, bring you a little bit closer, and you can actually see the 4 carbs that run directly into it. And I'm going to try to get you a good view at the V-Boost system, which is actually deleted when you run the Stage 7 jet kit. So now with the scoops off of the side, you can see we do have our water neck. The V4 in the VMAX is a water-cooled system. We're not going to do anything with that, but just for reference, there's your thermostat, temperature gauge, and all of that. These things can get a little funny sometimes, so it's very easy to get to. Now, here is half of our carburetor setup. Now, behind this chrome piece here, we do have what would be the V-Boost system on a standard VMAX, but right now with the V-Boost Delete, you just put a crossover pipe there, so you're drawing from both carburetors at the same time. Now, I'll dive into it. I'll do a better video explaining how V-Boost works and everything. It's really cool technology. It was like really top of the line in 1984 when the bike came out. But right now, we're gonna pull these filters off here and get her cleaned up. So now you can kind of look in there and see these guys really are filthy. I'll try just giving her a quick carb clean without pulling everything apart real quick and see if we can improve that idle. over the last, you know, see, I cleaned it February of last year, so the last 13 months, 14 months. And I know that's total neglect on this bike to let it sit for such a long time. But yeah, I'm just trying to get her cleaned up and see if we can get a little bit better idle out of her. And we'll go from there. If I need to pull the carbs off completely and do the cleanup, I will. But I just want to get her to where she runs. She'll idle on her own and she'll respond to some quality throttle. I'll get out, I'll give her some old-fashioned Italian tuning. And I hope it's gonna get her running good enough. Now this bike has never given me any problems at all. I love it. I don't want to get rid of it at all, but it does seem to be the only real option. I've run out of space. I've got 3 motorcycles in the garage here. As you can see, I've got the 2 toolboxes. My wife is an avid gardener, so we've got gardening stuff everywhere, as well as another vehicle that you guys have never seen. Sits in the other side of the garage. So we're pretty well full up, and I just think it's time for the VMAX to find a new home. So now I know she's going to be pretty well flooded. I just tried to do a cold crank with no fuel. Let's see if we can get her to start. Better. There's no choke on at all, so the choke is completely off. See what we can do with a little choke there. Much better. Let's try to give her another scrub. Woo! That port's small. So these idle jets were really kind of, or low speed jets, whatever you want to call them, were really kind of gummed up. That's the problem with modern fuel. It really doesn't last very long. Pull these diaphragms back and just kind of spray that butterfly in there. So now one thing I want to say, just as a precaution, before starting the bike up after doing this, let it sit for, that one got me. Let it sit for about 4 or 5 minutes. You really want to get as much of this to evaporate as you can, because you don't want to flood the cylinders out completely, and you definitely don't want to be trying to compress a liquid. So now let's see if we can get her to idle again. Now, choke is on, choke is off. Neutral light, fire. Look at that. Now she is cold. VMAX does like to be warm. So we want to just let her choke out a bit, and so now I've just about choked myself out as much as I can handle. So we're going to push her outside and let her run. Definitely running a lot better. So now that we got her outside, let's see how she'll start. Choke is off. Look at that. Now I didn't really do a whole lot. I wasn't actually going to stumble here. Put the choke on. Let her warm up. Now I didn't do anything really special. I just did a bit of carb cleaning. If Max will quit yelling at me, I just did a bit of carb cleaning. I was really just spraying, picking at the jets, just trying to free up anything that was in there. Now once she warms up, let some of this run through her. I'll probably spray her a 3rd time, and it should be ready to go for a quick ride. Now guys, I do just want to say thank you for watching the video. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy together. Now, I am by no means a professional bike mechanic. I've worked on pretty much everything under the sun that moves with an internal combustion engine. I just like to tinker, but you can see it worked. You don't always have to go and do a full teardown on a carburetor. if you're having mild running issues. If you can get it to start, it's probably just a quick cleanup. So I'm gonna get this guy put back together. I'm gonna go for a quick ride. Thanks for watching the channel, and I hope to be speaking with you guys soon.